Turning now to your community focus, Providence Mayor Brett Smiley unveiled his budget proposal last week, and he wants to raise property taxes on residential homeowners. He joins us now live in studio to discuss that and much more. Mayor, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So I want to start with your budget proposal. Our Steph Machado just yesterday did a fact check on one of the claims that you made, and it turns out, according to your own tax assessor, there are actually more apartments in small multifamily homes than there are in those big commercial apartment buildings in Providence. But now you want to give those small multifamily homes a tax increase. Isn't that just going to add to the burden of increasing rental costs and home costs?
So first of all, nobody wants to give a tax increase, and neither do I. We have a budget that is not sustainable. The city of Providence has been living, just like the state and other communities around the country, on federal funds which are expiring that we received during the pandemic. And in order to make this budget sustainable, we have to raise taxes. And so when raising taxes, we have to ask the question of where are we competitive and where are we not. The residential tax rate, which some of these buildings enjoy, was cut to historic and I would say irresponsibly low levels last year. Now the owner-occupied rate is the 8th lowest in the state. You have communities like Narragansett, Little Compton, Block Island that have the same tax rate as a city that half the land is tax exempt in, and we provide extraordinary services that those other communities of course don't provide. And so to rebalance the tax rate, we have the highest commercial tax rate in the state, one of the highest in the country. By the way, even after this proposed tax cut, we'll still have the highest commercial tax rate in the state.
Because you are proposing a cut to the commercial tax rate as well.
Correct, because it is so far out of competitiveness. And not only will that provide relief to larger apartment buildings, it'll also provide relief to all the small businesses in our neighborhoods. Every commercial corridor in Providence, Broad Street, Elmwood Avenue, Chalkstone Avenue, Smith Street, Douglas Avenue, all of those businesses will also see their taxes go down, and they've been paying a tax rate that is so high and so non-competitive for so many years.
I want to ask you about the Armory. It's supposed to close as a warming center on May 15th. The state has already missed 2 deadlines before this one. Do you have confidence they're actually going to close shop in a week and a half?
I do. We negotiated over this last and final extension pretty meticulously over the last couple of weeks. It is a shutdown, a phased shutdown. We stopped taking new people on May 1st. On May 8th, we're going to cut the capacity in half, and then a week later on May 15th, the doors will shut.
And where are these people going?
A variety of places. The State Housing Department is doing exactly what they should do, which is to find sites across the state, not just in Providence, and not like we had at the Armory, which was 200 people in a congregate setting for a facility that was never meant to be a shelter. So it's 10 here, 20 there, 30 there, and that adds up. And so part of the reason that we agreed to this phase shutdown is because some of those additional beds are coming available in the next 2 weeks, and so those folks can move directly, or we hope that they'll be able to move directly. But either way, that facility is closing on the 15th.
There was a rally recently against Providence landlords that Uprise RI reported on. The protest organizer told the outlet that you have directly benefited from landlord PACs donating to your campaign because you oppose rent control and tenant protections. Is she wrong?
I have not benefited because I oppose rent control. I oppose rent control because I think it's a bad policy. I'm very concerned about the costs of rental apartments in Providence. It has been extraordinary, but the problem is that we don't have enough rental units across the board. Market rate, workforce, affordable, very low income. We need more of all of the above, and rent control isn't going to solve that problem. I think it's a failed public policy that I don't support, and that's been my position before or after a campaign.
East Providence's mayor was the latest to sign on to Governor Dan McKee's Learn 365 pledge. Are you going to sign it?
Yes, yeah. We take after school and summer learning very seriously in the city of Providence. I think we've been doing it for a long time, and we have some premier organizations like PASA, the Providence After School Alliance, incredibly important community partnerships, the Boys and Girls Club, and other institutions like that. And I'm very focused on this. 70% of a child's day is spent out of school. And so the more we can do to provide enriching, meaningful learning opportunities after school and over the summer, the better we can do for our kids.
And 15 seconds, Mayor, we learned this week that Providence is suing some big social media companies like Facebook and TikTok. How much money are you realistically hoping to get from this lawsuit, and where will that money go?
So we don't know how much money we hope to get. We also hope to change behavior, by the way, because we believe that these social media companies have been targeting young people, and it's not healthy. We hope that that behavior changes, and then we're bearing the costs through social workers and other social and emotional supports that we provide in and out of school. And were we to receive a settlement, it would go towards those type expenses.
All right, Providence Mayor Brett Smiley, that's all the time that we have. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.